Hello, welcome to Level Change by Claudio Fonseca. I'm a real pilot, and today we are going to talk about the terrain options that we have on the 737 from Pmdg. This video is part of a series of videos that we talk about all the options and settings that you can have with the 737 developed by Pmdg for the Microsoft Flight Simulator. And as I know it's a lot of content, I've created a document. This document you can find on the video description below, and I call this as Pmdg 737 options video list. So here you can choose the options that you want to learn more about it, and you just click on the green rectangle to the right to take you to the video. So today the video is about terrain, and we are going to talk about terrain pix mode and show water in CYAN. Okay, so these are the two options that we are going to talk about today. So when we are on the Pmdg, if we go inside the airplane, and here on the CDU, on the menu option, Pmdg setup, aircraft equipment, on the page number 7, that is called EGPWS 4. The last two options, they are about the terrain. First one is terrain pix mode, and I figured out the best way to show you terrain pix mode is to bring you to this place. We are really close to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. It's a place where we have some mountains, and the city is at sea level, and I have the airplane stationary at this position on the air now, so I can show you how the terrain will look on the navigation display if you have different selections here on the terrain pix mode. For the terrain pix mode, when it's off, basically you are going to be shown only the terrain that matters to your aircraft path. So right now we are maintaining 9,000 feet. The terrain is active, but you don't see anything on your navigation display. So basically it declutters your navigation map only to show you the terrains that have an importance for you at that specific moment, based of course on your altitude, your airspeed, and your rate of descent, so the proximity that you are with the terrain. The other option is terrain pix mode to yes. Then the terrain pix mode to yes, we are going to see a couple of different things, and I'm going to show it right now. Remember, the airplane is stationary on the air, so if we take terrain pix mode to yes, first thing that you will notice is below the terrain 1 or 2 numbers. Those numbers, they represent the highest altitude and the lowest altitude of the terrain that is being displayed on your navigation display. And now you can see that it does not only show the terrain that can be a factor to you right now, but it shows you all the peaks that we have around. So from about 30 miles ahead of us, we have some terrain. The dots, they are at 3,700, and the highest peak, which is this solid green, is at 7,200. So here you can notice the difference between pix mode on or off. If you have it on, it will always show you the terrain, including the peaks that are below your flight path, but it does not affect your path right now. So if you take the terrain pix to no, everything that is not relevant for your flight, including the peaks that are way below your airplane, they will be removed. Okay, so this is terrain pix mode, yes or no. I do prefer yes, not just because it gives me more information, but because I also have the altitude information on the left side here below the terrain information, where it will show me the highest altitude and the lowest altitude of the terrain that is on my screen at any given time. If you have the terrain peaks mode to no, you will not have this information. So only because of this information, I think this is the best way. It gives you better situational awareness, even though it sometimes can give you some some information that will distract you from your flight if you're really looking the terrain around you. Then that brings us to the second option. And the second option that we have for terrain is show water in cyan for yes or no. If you have it as no, the water at sea level, it will be black on your screen. So if you come here and you see that the water ahead of this airplane, so whatever is showing here, like this is water, it tends from left to right, and this water, which is sea level as well, that goes inside this bay, is also represented here in black. If you take it to cyan, yes, cyan is a type of blue, and then it will show you the water in blue. So here you can see the water to the left, the water to the right, and the water inside the bay that we have that take us to the other airport, the Galeão airport that we have in Rio. So I'm taking it closer. I just zoom in for you to see the water. So every water in sea level will be blue. That's the only water that is on sea level. If the water is not on sea level, basically if it's not the sea, it will not be blue. It does not represent the lakes, for example. Okay, it's just to represent that this is water at sea level. And if you have this to no, which is the standard for Boeing, you will have it as black on your navigation display. This show water in cyan, it represents pretty much the terrain mode for the Airbus airplanes, but of course all this terrain information, they are not made by Boeing or Airbus. They have different contractors that give them this kind of information, and of course they develop this kind of database for Boeing and for Airbus, so they have both options, and that includes the option for you to choose show water in cyan even for the Boeing airplanes. One thing that I must tell you, the same way that if you have terrain peaks mode to off and it does not show you the terrain that is not a factor, it will not show you the ocean, this blue ocean, when it's also not a factor. So even if you have show water in cyan as yes, but you have terrain peaks mode as no, and you are high, like 9,000 feet, you will see that it does not show the water. It will only show you the water when it can affect your flight trajectory the same way as the other terrain around. So my personal recommendation and the standard one from Boeing is terrain peaks mode to yes and show water in cyan to no. So now I hope you understand these two options and you can make your decisions wisely, what to show and how to show the terrain around. Did you like this video? Hit the like button, share with your friends. Any doubt, leave in the comments below, and I see you next time. Bye bye.